Hello, guys. Tonight's attention is once again turning to the Jeffrey Epstein investigation as Congress hears testimony from one of the people who spent nearly 2 decades working closely with him. Leslie Groff, Epstein's longtime assistant, appeared before the lawmakers as a part of an ongoing effort to revisit the questions that many critics say were never fully answered. So, guys, now the members of the Congress from both the parties say the goal is simple: determine whether the important leads were overlooked and whether the public observes greater transparency after years of secrecy surrounding the case. So, now what's happening? The renewed focus comes after years of debate after how the investigation was handled. Previous Justice Department officials argued there was no basis for pursuing additional individuals beyond those already charged, and at one point opposed releasing further Epstein related documents. But over time, newly released files revealed that the investigators had previously identified and mapped out a wider circle of people connected to the Epstein. So, guys, these disclosures reignited calls from the lawmakers, victims, and advocates who argued that more questions needed to be answered. So, that brings us to Leslie Groff. According to records and emails that have surfaced over the years, Groff played a major role in the Epstein's daily operations. Her name appears throughout the scheduling documents and communications, giving her one of the closest views into Epstein's world. Because of that, lawmakers say her testimony carries particular importance as they try to piece together what people around Epstein knew and when they knew it. Now, during her appearance, Groff's attorney said she was disgusted by the Epstein's actions and described him as someone who lived two separate lives. Groff herself portrayed Epstein as manipulative and deceptive, saying she viewed her responsibilities as administrative and focused mainly on managing the schedules and carrying out routine tasks. She recalled handling everything from travel arrangements to unusual requests and maintained that she never witnessed any criminal activity. But that explanation is facing skepticism. Survivors and some lawmakers caution whether someone so deeply involved in the Epstein's affairs could have remained unaware of any misconduct. Several survivors have previously stated that the people around him, Epstein, knew more than they later admitted. So, guys, now the members of Congress pointed to emails and documents showing Grove's extensive involvement in scheduling appointments and handling communications over many years. So, why and what she is hiding? As more records became public, questions also emerged about the certain payments and arrangements documented in emails. Critics argue that some of those records appear inconsistent with the claims that were simply ordinary appointments. Lawmakers say these documents deserve careful review, especially now that information previously unavailable to the public is becoming easier to examine. So, guys, Groff, however, continues to insist that she had no knowledge of the criminal conduct and has never been charged with wrongdoing. She told the lawmakers that after the Epstein's earlier arrest, he convinced her that the allegations against him were false and that she believed his explanations at the time. She described him as someone capable of deceiving people close to him and said she only later came to understand the extent of his behavior. To whom to trust now? Members of the Congress made clear that one purpose of these hearings is to establish facts under the oath. Lawmakers from both the parties may sound testimony matter because statements can later be compared with the documents and other evidences. Several lawmakers openly expressed doubts about the Groff's claims, saying they extend to continue examining inconsistencies and follow the evidence wherever it leads. Lawmakers also asked about the contacts between Epstein and Donald Trump during years before Trump entered the politics. And according to testimony discussed during the hearing, Groff acknowledged helping arrange communications between the two men during that earlier period. She maintained, however, that she had no knowledge of any criminal activity and emphasized that she has never been accused of participating in wrongdoing. So, guys, What are the supporters and critics argue? Supporters of the investigation say the larger issue goes beyond any one witness. They argue that years of secrecy and unanswered questions have fueled mistrust and that survivors deserve a full accounting of what happened. Many believe the release of documents and the testimony of witnesses are necessary step towards accountability and transparency. For lawmakers involved in the inquiry, today's testimony is just one part of a much broader effort. More witnesses are expected and additional records may still emerge. Members of Congress say their objective is not to prejudge anyone, but to establish facts and understand whether opportunities for justice were missed in the past. And as the investigation continues, survivors and advocates say one thing remains unchanged: the search for the answers. They argue that the accountability should not depend on wealth, status, or political influence. And with more witnesses appearing before Congress and more information becoming public, lawmakers say the effort to uncover the truth is far from over. So, guys, what do you think on this new testimony? Will this change the direction of the case? Let me know in the comments, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.